nervous. Franklin Street used to be another nice street back in the day.
Yeah.
One church in the corner,
Are we
the
ready?
Zion Church. Looks like it's defunct.
Okay, it's 5 o'clock. Everywhere here. Good evening, welcome to the City of Kingston Tree Commission meeting. Today is January 9th, 2024. It's 5 o'clock and we are at City Hall. My name is Suzanne Cahill. I'm the City of Kingston Planning Director. Our office administers the Tree Commission. I'm going to go around the table and ask the members who are present to please introduce yourself, starting with you, Kareem.
Candy Days, a member of the Tree Commission. Jane, Tree Commission member.
Vince Archer, Tree Commission member.
Amanda O'Neill, Tree Commission member.
Kyla Duday, Planning Office.
Okay. Did everybody, you have a copy of the agenda, here's a couple extras. I had sent it out yesterday along with, I had sent out a packet on 68 Elmendorf Street. If this is a DPW referral, I will let Tevin come in. If you can settle and then introduce yourself, Tevin. Just introduce yourself.
Elizabeth Collins, representative from the Memorial Tree Fund on the Tree Commission.
Thank you. So we're just starting actually, and we're looking at 68 Elmendorf Street. The tree may sound familiar. Back in 22, the property owners actually came to us. At that time, they wanted to remove it. We recommended and talked them into pruning it. So I guess it did get maybe a couple more years out of it, but it is now very much distressed, and our Department of Public Works in routine activity right there in the nearby area and identified it and said that basically it's unhealthy and it needs to be removed. So basically he said it's not healing properly from the damage that it incurred. Most likely truck, I'm assuming, some big vehicle had to hit it. But it's not healing properly and they really think it's a public issue, public safety issue. So they're recommending that it get removed. I've spoken to the property owners and they understand. They are asking, for a little bit time consideration. They don't have the funds immediately available.
To be sure to tell them about the grant.
I will. So hopefully, I said I had to take it anyway, but I did tell her about the Memorial Tree Fund. Actually, I have a little note here. I told her about that. And I told her that the city has money this year in our budget. And this is something maybe next month we'll talk about a little bit more. We've got $20,000 allocated in the general fund of the budget. The mayor does want to direct most of that to planting. However, I did talk to him about a cost share program tailored somewhat to how Memorial Tree Fund does it as a stipend for removals because, I have explained to him, it's difficult when we, come upon these issues and then we tell the property owner, hey, guess what? You have a huge expense here. It's a lot for some people to really take on their plate and it's difficult. So if we can help assist with that, want to try and do a very similar program, all right? So I just, Kyla's got the picture up of the.
Can I ask a question? Would we work to set up like, criteria to who would qualify for something like that?
Well, I was obviously thinking, you know.
Set up an application like they have, but.
Yeah, it would be a very simple application. Obviously, the tree commission would have to approve it prior to, you know, them doing the work. So it wouldn't be like a, hey, I took my tree down, I'm sorry, can I get money for it? No, it doesn't work that way. And I mean, we can, I don't know if you want to talk about income levels, that's a little hard. I mean, we can. We can talk about distressed areas, you know, targeting certain areas.
I just think that
Sometimes
it's like
that's
it's
still
only
not the
20,000.
case, you know, I mean, there are folks living in some areas of Kingston that you might not think, you might think are more affluent, but still have, you know, their paycheck to paycheck. It's just the nature of the beast these days, so it's hard.
But we don't do financial statements from
No,
people.
we
Just a
just,
need, right?
we just
Just
say, this is available,
That's
and the
what-
funny thing is, not that many people take advantage of it.
Right.
I think we've only given 2 grants in the last 2-3 years. And the last one, we offered a grant, we approved it, they never contacted me back. So I finally called them on the phone, they still didn't contact me. And one person said, can I have a little time? And we said, yes, we'll extend it for 6 months, and then they finally did. But it was funny, I mean, someone came to the office and spoke to you or someone,
Yeah.
filled it
I
out
mean,
here, and then
Every
you got it.
time we authorize one of these takedowns, it's in the letter that goes out to the party that it's been approved, and it's copied to obviously DPW so that they know as well. But it's in there, and I put a link to the document. So, I mean, I attach the form if I have to attach it, or if it's, I have to go through snail mail because they don't have an email. Put a hard copy in the mail with it.
I think that happened twice to us where we said, yeah, we'll pay for it, and then they never followed through. Because we do ask them, we don't just give them the money, we ask them for the receipt,
To
the
show that-
invoice, to show that it's been taken down, and we do ask that they use basically it's worded to say, you know, that you take it down, you know, certified arborist will take it down and give us an invoice, and then we will reimburse you after the fact, so.
So that would be part of the criteria.
Yeah, yes, oh yeah, they'd have to be certified
I've
and
never looked at their
insured.
application.
It's one page, and then I'm the contact person, email, and then our president and I discuss it, and we say, is this, you know, yes, we'll do it, and we usually do 2 a year for $500, I mean, we really haven't done that many, I mean, we thought about upping it, and we said, well, not that many people are asking, so we're not gonna do more than 2.
But it
Yeah,
could be.
and it's 500 each.
500 is like a drop in the bucket when you look at.
I know, it's like a
Well,
$2,000,
it's
$5,000.
I mean, you know,
I mean, it's still.
it's still,
Process
help
supply.
offset.
The difference that they have to pay. could be-
Yeah.
could be
Yes.
the
Yes,
mitigating.
And that
factor.
might be why, because maybe, you know, using, but they still have to get a permit from DPW. And, you know, DPW requires insurance. So it might not be a certified arborist, but it might be somebody who just has insurance, because that's another thing, when you're doing work in a public right of way.
Yeah.
You need to provide the city, indemnify the city, so.
That could be a driving factor though, in terms of who takes advantage of it, you know? Not saying, you know, $500 is a lot of money. May not be in your budget to cover the added expense, or difference within.
Right.
That could be significant. I mean, I took a tree down, it was this past year. And it was pretty steep.
yeah.
Very expensive.
Yeah. Well, I know, I mean, I know that, did the people on Fair Street take advantage of it?
I can't.
Okay,
I'd have to
they
go
were,
back and
they
look
were
at my
saying,
emails.
you know, if we're taking down 2 trees, it's gonna cost us, and
You know,
they
that's
were
right,
doing the
I don't think
sidewalk
they
too.
did.
They were gonna do the
Yeah.
sidewalk over it, it looks
Yeah.
great, I mean, they did,
That
they
was
did a lot of
Kinsey,
work
right?
there. Huh?
Was that Kinsey?
No,
Oh.
it was down the street, corner of Fair and Main.
Yeah, no, I don't think they did.
No, Fair and Pearl, Fair and Pearl. Okay. Oh, well. Okay, So I would need a motion on the floor for this.
I thought,
Okay.
I thought on your note, words about when you asked for additional information from the homeowner, and you got that, you said, or was that just a string of notes that you just said?
On this one, yeah, are you thinking about the
68,
Good Work Institute maybe? This one was pretty straight. This one, actually, the stuff that was, when we did the prior review.
Right.
We had originally approved it for pruning. And that, now we're telling
I
them,
seen the note from.
now we're telling them that it needs to come down. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so Tebby is making the motion, I'm going to presume with all the standard
With all the
conditions.
standards.
Okay. Can I have a second? Second by Amanda. Any discussion? All those in favor? Yes, thank you. Okay. So moving on, Arbor Day.
So next month, I'm gonna see about Wanda, Lobianco, possibly attending. I have a message out to her if she'd be available to do so, even if it's a Zoom. It's the same night that they had their PTO meetings, which is, soon after this meeting. So she might want to do it virtually based on, just
Yeah, I
a
mean,
long day.
if she wants to do it via Zoom, I can certainly send her the link to
Someone's
the
waiting.
meeting and she can join.
I had left her a message based on our correspondence about that, and I think with the schools closing early today, I think she just didn't have an opportunity to get back to me. I didn't see
Okay.
her because my son picked up my daughter. But, so they're working on the plan of what kind of activity they want to do. She's talking to her teachers to try to work that out. So I'm really just waiting for that feedback to be given to me. So I'm presuming by a month from now, we'll be able to really know what they're doing. And have it put in
Now,
place.
are they going to also like put together like a program, like that, the little folding program that we do? Would that be something that they would do or is
I
that
can
something
find
that
out.
we'll
I
do
thought I would
in-house?
do it again.
I mean, is she the art teacher? Or
She's the principal.
she's the principal? Okay,
So, central office had put her as the
Mhm.
lead person because she runs the
Okay.
building.
okay.
You told us they wanted a specific type of tree, right? Was
They
that-
asked for the sugar maple
Sugar maple.
because it's not flowering, because they do have a few that, flowering trees on the property that cause a really big problem with the kids with bees.
Ah,
So that was brought up at the PTO meeting by, one of the teachers actually, that would, and that, many a year in the future, it's, the sugar maple would also
Right,
serve as an
happen,
educational
right.
purpose.
okay. And we had talked about placing it near the
And she
new
said she
shelter.
Yes, and she said that she just has to talk to her buildings person to find out if that's a good placement for it, but that was mentioned, yes.
Okay, all right, great, good. Yeah, no, exciting, I think it'll be a good program, excited about it.
And they're really good with the arts and everything, and I know that they were leaning toward doing it after school, so like if school dismisses at 3, so maybe a start time of 3:30, and then people could stay behind, and then parents, because the parents are very involved, because it's a neighborhood school. The elementaries are always, parents are always way more involved.
Yeah.
I wish they were when they were older. As a high school teacher, I'm like, I really wish they were when they were older. From my viewpoint. But yeah, so the parents are always at activities, they are very,
Okay.
active with things, and, we feel as though they would really enjoy that.
Good, all right, great.
And the majority do pick up their child, so it's kind of like one of those days where they could go right over to the playground and come back over, so,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, so, yeah, because the bike rack is kind of right by the gym doors, so that's not gonna, that wouldn't interfere with the dismissals, right?
No, so the
Dismissals are-
auditorium, which is the other big
Yep.
portion, is where they
Okay.
dismiss out of. Now, there's a lot of foot traffic of them walking, 'cause it's,
Yeah.
but, most of the time it's walking around to go to the playground or just walking down Wall Street to go to their homes.
Okay, good, all right. And Kyla actually and I were just talking today, George did not retire.
Oh,
He-
yeah.
Oh.
Wait, she said she talked to George, and I'm like, It's like, well, we both did, so, but, no.
Maybe he
has-
talks about it all the time, but he's
does.
really not ready.
He's talked about it as long as I've known him.
Yeah.
I thought this was,
Yeah, no, well, he had a big trip plan, he was telling us all about a big trip and everything, and then I guess, well, his plans changed, so he's still working, so hopefully if he's not able to be there, this year, then we'll send somebody, but I know he.
The
likes
other
to
gentleman was
talk.
really knowledgeable, great, I wish I could remember
Yeah.
his person.
yeah, he was gonna maybe take over, I thought.
Yeah, he was great.
His name was-
Yeah, so we'll see, anyway, okay, anything else on that? Okay, great, so yeah, if everybody could just mark your calendars, April 26th is the date. And as Amanda said, probably later in the afternoon, so it's a Friday, so you maybe leave work a little early, take a long weekend, and come to the Arbor Day celebration.
You had a question, you said earlier, when we were talking about the Arbor Day, the fact that they wanted the sugar maple, they wanted to tap it to it.
Eventually, like the idea is like not only would it not flower and bring the bees, but years down the road, it would be able to be served in an educational purpose for the students. Especially with the Montessori, they're very like science and STEAM and STEM oriented at that school, a lot of the teachers are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it will stay on because.
I feel like my daughter does everything involving science.
Nice, yeah, great. She goes to PW?
Yes,
Yeah.
two of my kids did. The other one was a little older.
Yeah.
He started Bailey when we moved here. My GW days are almost over.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to bring a extension cord to every meeting, I think, from now on. Okay, so moving along, the tree program, as I said just a little while ago, the city did budget, I had asked for 25, but they gave us $20,000. And we're trying to work out how to allocate that, with a couple different things. Two grants that are right now being worked on. The city did receive the grant to hire an urban forester. So we have a job specification, and that is going to hopefully get put out shortly. We would hope that we have somebody in place by the middle of the year, in that position, and that is for 3 years? 5 years, 5 years. So, the person would not necessarily have to be certified at the time of employment, but they have a year to get their ISA certification. So, that is going to be, I think, a huge lift for Kingston. That person will work with this commission as well as some other duties. A lot of education, hopefully will, start taking place with just the general public and some of our internal city agencies as well. Right. But hopefully we will all be there to support this person when the time comes and vice versa. Okay. There is a tree grant, which we are in the process of applying for. The maximum amount of that grant is $500,000. We haven't determined at what level we're making the application for at this time, but I don't know if any of you heard the mayor's message on New Year's Day, but his goal is in this term to plant 1,000 trees. So one of the items under this grant will be tree planting. Kyla and I have discussed it with the Grants Management Office. We'd like to see some other activities in there as well, but that's to be determined yet at this point. So, but that's something that we are working on, which I think is great. And I do have I don't have anything other than to say the Memorial Tree Fund, I'm presuming, is going to continue their annual grant and as well as their support at Arbor Day for the tree.
Probably, but I will
Okay.
double check.
Okay, all right, just wanted to try and confirm those things. I think that's all that I have.
There was a program that I heard about over winter break, called, and maybe this has been talked about in the commission before my time, but it was, Trees for Trips.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a grant,
Tributaries,
yeah, the tributaries. Have we ever looked into that in the city? 'Cause we have a lot of space that qualify.
I've heard about that. I haven't looked into it, quite honestly. I think is that the one along, riverbanks and you get
Tributary
little tiny
towns.
seedlings, the
Yeah.
plugs,
Mhm.
basically, to go along.
Surprisingly, from what I hear, they're bigger than just seedlings. They come a little bit bigger than that, like.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still tiny. I mean, like, we plant some, like, but usually it's kind of like in a park in an area where like it's protected in the tube, I mean, when it's years and stuff.
Okay.
But they have also like different kinds, they have lots of shrubs also and different things, and sometimes they have beautiful design techniques as well. But you really have to qualify to be really on the Hungarian kind of like, in order to exist.
Okay.
I just figure especially like down along the roundout and everything,
Yeah.
any areas that would qualify for something that we could foresee putting a tree in, especially with all of the rain, with like even like today,
Is- Do you have to,
that could help with some of this water overflow. The only thing that I was concerned about is that because it comes in, like maybe the bracket water would affect them.
But it depends on the plants, like, like some kind of like, I said,
But-
some kind of.
So I mean, maybe they have to like, we have to want to like ensure that they're bracket water friendly.
Exactly.
But anything that's going to help to reduce the overflow of the water and the roundout would be a huge help in a lot of these plants that would be planted are the ones that suck up the water, so.
Yeah, so
It's something that we could look into, not only for the roadways and the environment down in that area, but it's also gonna plant trees.
yeah. I mean, something like that would probably be great down by the point.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Over
it says, I
rotary.
just pulled it up and it includes shrubs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same there, we plant shrubs and they are great, and they only have native plants.
Yep,
And so
Okay.
it's really, and they're super easy to work with. Like,
I had just never heard of it before until I went to this democratic function.
is it's just a reimbursement grant, or is it just a
No.
straight grant?
I think they just give
They
you.
kind of,
Or And they just basically give
you
you,
sign up for it and they
And they
assess
give
it
you
and
the-
they plant it.
Yeah.
Okay.
they give you the plants,
Yeah.
And sometimes they assist into.
okay,
Mhm.
Okay, maybe we could do a, project. Like with volunteers
yeah,
to plant.
I do it.
okay.
Buffer and bag kits, starting late April to early May. Each bag includes 25 bare root native trees and shrub seedlings.
And that's through DEC?
Yeah. Seedlings are approximately 1 to 2 feet tall.
Yeah, so it's super easy to plant because they're so tiny.
And there's always students at the high school level, even at the middle school level in the National Junior Honor Society, that would need to have. Volunteer hours.
right.
There's actually a woman that I spoke to a few months ago at the high school, that works with students with, job placement and community service hours and stuff like that.
Okay,
I believe she's a social worker, but that's her job is that department. So maybe she could put a group together if we were able to get this and needed volunteers to do it.
who do you, I mean, in terms of choosing locations, do you think Julie would be somebody to reach out to for that? Or do you think that maybe John Schulteis would be a better,
Yeah, I don't know, we can think about it,
yeah,
because it can even be on private property.
Like,
It could even be like with the Maritime Museum or with
the person that I know that
Okay.
got it was private, it was his property that told me about this.
okay.
Because I think there was a RFP for like the point for some design, and so maybe that would be like something to.
All right.
kind of like time with the designer.
So they were talking about the other day with the Main Street, brook stream, it, and the flooding problems that a lot of the homes along that stretch experience. And it's primarily because, there are multiple points when it gets into the residential neighborhoods where it goes in underground or into pipes, and it's constricted to a flow that's less than a 10-year storm. And obviously the storms we are experiencing of late are 25 and up, in many cases. So that's why there's flooding there, and they were talking about, the issue is that the city does not have access, there's no easements along that stream. So they don't have the ability to go in and really do work without obtaining, so if there's something out there that we can maybe get the private property owner to say, hey, I'd be willing to plant a few of these, along, on my property, along there, if they're gonna help suck up the water. That might be,
And it's gonna help
you know,
against the erosion of the land too, to have
Yeah.
the roots. I mean, there's so many
Yeah.
benefits to it.
So we
might be an option. All right. Okay, good. One other thing I forgot to mention, it's been a while, but we did get a really very nice, thank you, from the, Kingston, the trustees of the Kingston, Academy Green for putting the trees, the 4 cherries in up there, and they do look really nice. They're nice. I can't wait till spring to see them. So, yeah, I think that, they were very happy with them, and I'm glad that, we were able to work with them and get those in. So, yeah, so we did get a very nice note.
The
Thank you.
Memorial Tree Fund is very happy because we were gonna pay
Yeah.
to do another project. And we'd like to maybe do, I guess, 4 more at some point, because
Yeah.
there were some more pairs, but they didn't want us to take them down right now.
Right, yeah, I mean, we took down the storm damaged ones, and I mean, the other ones are kind of like, but yeah, taking all of them down at once, I think would have been a blow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I do think, the cherries, I'm hoping they have they're pink flower, I don't know what color. It might be pretty with the 2 colors, the white and the pink together. Let's see. So, that was it. All right. Anybody have anything else?
I think, I know, sorry, I know that, like the Prince and Broadway partner I worked on, this kind of like has been given to a contractor, so they will start very soon.
Okay. All right, so okay, yeah, actually, Emily
Yeah.
was talking about that on a meeting we were on today. She said that the park, this is the park down at Grand and Prince, and the plans have been let and the contracts are signed now.
Yeah.
And so they anticipate that construction will be starting there very soon. So that's gonna make that area really nice, very attractive.
Trees.
Yeah.
And count for the trees.
Yeah, that's how it came up. That's one of the things that will be, those trees will get counted.
Absolutely.
So,
And it's good to know like there's really like a passion for planting trees, because there's another project that I probably should do.
now, that project is are you doing both sides right now, or you're just doing I thought maybe only the one. For some reason, I heard just the one by the Dallas was getting done first, and then the other side in front of the Millard building, nothing was happening with that right now.
Unless there are changes in the but as we left it, there's the 2 spaces we have to be worked on, but like this will be like a phase 1. And
Okay,
after there'll be a phase 2 that we work on both sides to kind of like.
okay, all right, okay, maybe that's how, okay, maybe I confused it that way.
But maybe that changed, I mean,
Okay.
but anyway, you can-
You're the designer.
I know, but now it's it's done, so. But we keep in touch with Emily just to make sure.
Good. All right, great.
This is
Yes,
very
so
exciting, so, yeah.
that'll be nice to have.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
is it a local landscape?
Yes, actually, it's the same, we did like the Dietz Snyder.
I'm this,
So, and he's living in Kingston, he lives in Kingston. So
Okay.
it's like super kind of like, and I'm saying, wow, this is easy because we're all local and dedicated, so. He has.
You know his name?
Yeah, I think it's OCS or something like this.
Oakley?
Mhm.
I don't know. They're doing deets, you said?
Yeah, that is. something
Okay,
related to
all right,
this.
they're doing the landscaping for deets, okay.
Yeah, and similar with you here, so I feel like people are also responsible.
Okay.
They live in this
Yes,
place, so they're
that'd be
gonna
nice,
be,
yeah.
so I was very happy to hear this.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be easier to kind of like, make some
Yeah, get
decisions.
some local businesses
Yeah.
opportunity to contribute.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
nice.
good.
Yeah.
So-
Good, that sounds good. Great.
Interesting, quick question. How do you make out with the other tree plantings that were targeted for?
The 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all went in.
Oh, they did.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what those locations were. 4 of them were at Academy Green. Yeah, it's sort of
Good.
One was on
lost
Allison.
now, you know?
Yep.
And I can send you what the final locations were. Here, I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Now, the
Well, by
one-
the cemetery.
one's by the
Was that-
cemetery.
Was that this year? See, I'm
No, that was
confusing
last-
different years, yeah.
Over by Cornell, there was a couple, right, by the telephone company? No,
See,
no,
that was previous to it.
was that the last one?
I know
Oh my
Allison.
God, they all mixed together.
Don't question them that, yeah, I'll have to look.
For the ones on
Because I
Farley
can't-
Street, there was some question that you wanted to, because,
Yes,
That's kind
and
of
something
like-
thinks one of those died. I didn't go by there. I don't know if it was,
I didn't see that.
well, it could be just that
Yeah.
everything fell off for the fall, so I
Okay.
have to go by there.
But are they still talking about wanting them to?
I have not heard back.
Oh,
It was
cemetery.
blocking the grass cover or
Remember the
something.
Cemetery.
That strip of Farley. Street.
Yeah, okay. Well,
That-
there
that's a
was,
shame, 'cause they were all
right,
pretty nice. They were
we
pretty
had gotten permission, there was that whole not miscommunication, we got approval to plant them there.
Right.
And the priest gave us,
Yep.
the authority to do it, signed up on it, planted them. He's gone, and now
I think he's still there. I think it's
They-
just maintenance.
maintenance
Yes,
did
it's a
not know
maintenance
about them,
system.
and maintenance was upset, they have to mow around them a little bit.
But there's stuff all up and down Flatbush that they still have to.
It's
No
not,
different than Farley.
I know.
Telephone poles and wires and whatever. Those trees are nice, though. They look nice.
Yeah, I think it'll make a huge difference on that
Sure,
street.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, when they get bigger. Yeah, it'll be great. So, and it's nice when you can do like a few in a row and you really see the impact. You can appreciate it a little bit more.
I was wondering, like, are we expecting any like construction project this year? Like, because I think one is postponed uptown.
Clinton Avenue, is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, Clinton Avenue was postponed because, the bid came in exceedingly over what they had budgeted. But I believe they're gonna try and do that this year.
And they're gonna do Schwing Drive this year too, right?
That one I have not heard,
It's tied
about,
in with the Kickstone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking.
yeah.
I thought they were just gonna repave it, okay.
And I think Prospect Street is something, right? Isn't there talk of Prospect?
Yes,
right now?
Prospect, and even Foxhall and Flatbush may be coming up too.
I did see something on the website about
Yeah.
Foxhall.
Yeah, Foxhall and it goes Foxhall from Broadway down to the intersection with Flatbush and then up Flatbush, basically two around Farley
Mhm.
Street is part of, is part of the project. So,
So the tree we're planning for this project, will we take part of it?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now that, I think we've already reviewed obviously the Franklin, which are in, and Henry Street ones. We've reviewed those. We did Clinton, actually. They came and they presented and we did Clinton. The one, we haven't done Foxhole, Flatbush, and we haven't done Prospect. Those would be only, those
And
are
we
the
didn't
ones.
do like Schwank for the road part, we looked at that park and Kingstonian, but that was all.
Right, I don't know that the Schwank has not come to us. I don't think Schwank came, and you were sitting, right? Vince, you're the one
They,
sitting on that,
they were asking for input for earlier. this year.
right,
And,
I thought we did see some stuff on
Yeah,
that.
it came
trees
out.
and such.
yeah,
a couple of months
I-
ago.
yeah.
But, no formal
Keith
meeting.
in the engineering office is pretty good about, I mean, he is recognized. In fact, he asked to come to us. I have it written on my February calendar. He wants to be here February for something, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. But it might be a couple of, updates on some of the projects. I'll have to go back and look.
I thought the Flatbush Foxhole thing, they came in and presented here to tree commission.
Yeah.
Gave us an idea of what the scope of the project was gonna be,
Right,
but, I don't remember seeing anything about trees, replanting or whatever they're doing. No, there's some trees on.
yeah, no, that we
Flatbush,
we didn't look at it for that, no.
No. I know there's some trees on Flatbush that they're probably gonna take down. So.
On Flatbush, I don't know that, the problem with Flatbush is the way the right of way is situated.
Hmm,
They can only put a sidewalk on one side of the street, and so that's where the trees will probably go and the utilities on the other side.
I can't remember where the utilities are.
So we'll look at that.
Okay. And just a little question.
Yeah.
For like the urban forestry, for like the persons who be hired and work, like, can we give an input to that, like, how great it will be to, like, to maybe work on, like, university, like, education, and like, I know like there's a database about all the trees and it's hard to keep it up, and like, like, if we could share maybe some of like the wish list we have, to have somebody that can relay some information and that, make like the right decision to kind of, I don't know, like the scope of this.
Those are all things that are on our wish list, right? Keeping up the inventory,
Yeah.
working with the public.
Right, and
Yeah.
and maybe other things that we can all think about, like to have like a little, if
Yeah.
it's something that, this way it's not like something that would be added, to like the person's work, but something that's really kind of like this sort of like,
Yep.
and this is part.
Would be something to do programs out of like the rec.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Because before COVID, the programs out of the rec were really great.
I know, a couple of those have been dropped completely, and I don't know why they haven't
The
been
kayaking
resurrected.
program was great. Like there's
The what, which
the
one?
kayak, the boat going out into
Yeah,
the rotary. And
I mean, the city
cleanup.
still owns, I think they owned the kayaks, right?
Did they not do that this year?
They only did it a couple of times. It was much bigger before. I mean,
Yeah,
it's slow and steady to get it started. I'm happy that I saw it up a couple of times. But there was definitely way more like the boxing program, lots of stuff that they don't do anymore.
Yeah, that, I don't know, Parks and Rec,
And they had like the boxing 3 days a week. They still have all that equipment over by where you vote right there. And
right,
just sits there. It was good for the community.
I don't know.
I know they had a big thing there, Newtown Center, Civic Center, where Billy Costello.
Yeah, that's where all the boxing stuff is in the back there.
It's the phone?
Ellis, which was Tracy Patterson's brother,
Yeah.
was doing that program. And he, during COVID, he got hired full-time by the city, which is awesome. But they couldn't get anybody to take that evening program. So they were doing it 3 days a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that.
So he, as an employee, would do it I guess, I wonder if he can't do it voluntarily?
There was something about it, the conflict with his hours.
Hours.
Oh, okay,
I don't know, like,
okay,
anything beyond that, but they couldn't get anybody to do it, but they have all sorts of boxing stuff back there. So I mean, I'd like to see them continue to use that, but I mean, if there's going to be the urban forest, or maybe they can develop programs to do with kids out of the rec center.
Yeah. Sure. Like was a green kind of jobs in that, so I was wasn't missing.
It was a good program.
It was, my son went, it was a great program. A couple of my friends' kids.
Interesting. I didn't know they had a boxing.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
They put Billy Costello's statue there in front.
I think that's why they did. Oh, it's not there anymore?
No,
Oh, where is it?
no, wait a minute.
No,
I
he's
think
there.
it's still
He's
there.
at the corner.
Yeah, it's at the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the corner. He was
So
on
he
his,
was up at the,
yeah, it's on the back.
Yeah,
he was up by the traffic circle.
Yeah, I remember that,
Yeah,
and he was moved over there, and I was like, of course, he's moved over there where the boxing is home.
That was,
Well, I think that's where he won the championship, right?
Yes,
That's
yeah,
right, used to be a
yeah.
boxing
Yeah.
there.
he put Kingston on the map for us.
Okay. Good. Motion to adjourn from somebody? Okay, Amanda, second.
That's it.
Vince?
Yeah.
All in favor? Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you. Be safe with the flooding.
I hope there's no
213 floods all the time in the corner.
Yeah, oh, you're still going out there.
Yeah, they rented. Did that.
It's less rain than the other, rain in the regions. One of the supposed to be like two.
But that snow, it's gonna make up for it.
Yeah.
Probably gonna make the same amount.
Yeah.